C++ arrays. Let's work with the foundations. So C++ includes arrays as other programming languages. Vectors are very powerful and versatile because they can access arrays store fixed-site sequential collection of elements of the same type. So for example, you can have 40 integers, and for not declaring 40 variables, you can easily declare a 40 size index array, and you can use the array for searching indexes, for filtering, sorting. Okay, so arrays consist of contiguous memory locations. The lowest address corresponds to the first element and the highest address to the last element of the array. Okay, there are two things you can do with arrays. One thing is declaring the array, and the other thing is initializing the array. So, declaring arrays. Here we can see a type array name and the array size. This is known as single dimension array. So a rule important to know is the size of the array must be an integer greater than 0. For example, here we're initializing an integer array of 7 elements. And initializing arrays. Initialize arrays is declaring an array plus setting the initial values. So for example, here we are declaring, and here we are initializing in a single line. So we are giving the index 0 a value of 10, the index 1 a value of 23, the index 42 the value of 42, and the index 3 the value of 7. The number of elements inside the braces cannot be longer than the value between the square brackets. It's very important to know this. So let's practice with code. So let's see in action this code. So we're going to make a simple exercise. This is only an introduction. So we have this array C++, and we're going to create an array of 5 integers only by declaring it. So let's say, for example, integer n of 5 array size. So here we are declaring an array of 5 integers. Then we can initialize. So for initialize, we need to give the values for the array. For example, we can put equals to 1 to 10, and the way to initialize is to put all the values from value by value. This is one way, until index 0 to 4. Okay, but the way we want to do this is by using a for loop. So I'm going to comment all this, and the way is for equals 0, I less than 5, and we increment post increment I. So okay, so here we are initializing the elements, all the elements of the array, and the next step is to output each array's element value. So to output the value, for example, we can let's for example see out. Let's see for example the third value. So let's go to the terminal, compile, and let's print. So the fourth value is 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, because the index starts at 0. So, okay, but let's do something more interesting. Let's use a for loop to print all values. So, for O equals to 0, O less than 5, post increment the local variable, and here we want to see out. Array index value is, and finally we end the line. So let's compile this and run it. So it's going to print all the and index 0 is 10, index 1 is 11, index. Okay, so finally, how to get an array size? We can include the array library, and finally at the end of the program we can see out a size of and over size of and at the 0 So finally, this is for getting the array size. So here, if we compile and then we see that the array size is 5. So it's very important to say that there is also multidimensional array, square arrays, and you can build in triangular arrays or pentagonal arrays, or multidimensional arrays. And also, this is very important to learn how to use arrays with functions. So in the later videos, I will work in a video for multidimensional arrays and another video for working with pointers and with functions. So thanks to see the video and please subscribe.